What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Lewis, and on today's video we have a ball review for a bowling ball that, for no fault of its own, I am going to have very high hopes for. We're talking about the all-new Motiv Shadow Tank. Now, before we get into any more details, please consider subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Same as always, efx.co, promo code Napoles10. If you want the 500 grit chamois, actually, don't order that one. Look at this one, which is going to be a limited edition Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We only have 50 of them available online. Once those are gone, they are gone to the vault forever. So if you want one, use the link down below in the description. I would really appreciate it. Shout out to Vice, shout out to JB Bowling Supply, shout out to everyone who makes these videos possible, including you, the viewers. All right, so why am I so excited for the Shadow Tank? It's a 78 hardness urethane-like bowling ball, or like Jordan Cat says, urethane adjacent. Well, because one of my favorite bowling balls of all time was a Desert Tank, and there's an eerie amount of similarities to that bowling ball to this one, except one really big difference. So these are not going to be anything like the Desert Tank, but for me, my brain is trying to figure out how to make them as similar as possible. So we'll start with the core, Flux core, okay? 15 pounds, RG of 2.57, max differential of 0.015. High RG, very low diff. So what does that mean? It means the layouts aren't going to change this bowling ball a whole lot when you start that low of a differential. All of that is wrapped around the Frixion M7 Pearl MCP microcell polymer cover stock that comes out of box at a 1000 grit finish. So a lot of surface. This is also 78 hardness, okay? USBC changed the rules. PBA has their 78 hardness requirement now. USBC has their thing going. This is Motiv's response to that hardness with the Shadow Tank. Now I have two of them here laid out. All right, let me see which one is which. So this one here is the one that I threw in League on Tuesday, which is 70 by 3.5 by 30. And this one is 70 by 5 by 30. I didn't get a chance to throw this one hardly at all, but I did throw this one a lot in League, and I really liked it. You know, it let me play closer to the friction. It didn't spark off of it too much, and if it looked good at South Point, you better believe it's gonna look good here at Samsound. A shout out to Tom, the manager here, for accommodating me today and allowing this to happen. But guys, Shadow Tank, I think it's gonna be a good one. You know, it's not gonna be for everyone. Okay, it's a 78 hardness ball. This isn't gonna be, that's why it's a dual release, right? It's not gonna be a ball that's for everyone. But if you need something that will allow you to play a little bit closer to the friction, if you need something for short patterns and you're bowling PBA tournaments, or if you're bowling in a local tournament that is following the same restrictions as the PBA, as the USBC, and you need a 78 hardness ball, I think that this is going to be a really good option. And listen, I'm on staff. I'm supposed to say that. Ron Hicklin, which I am not affiliated with at all, go watch his video talking about this same Shadow Tank. It was a really good video. You know, I watch a lot of ball reviews, all balls, all companies, and I hardly ever comment or anything. I left a comment on his video because he gave it a really good review, and it looked pretty phenomenal for him as well. So all that talking, we're going to be here at Samstown on lane 1 on what I think is a fresh typical house shot. So yeah, we'll see you on the lanes. All right, so coming up here is going to be the first shot of the Shadow Tank. We're going to start with the 3.5 inch pin one. From now on, we'll just say the stronger one and the weaker one. We're a little bit further left than we would like to play, but you know, Samstown is Samstown. So I think it looks pretty good from here. So I'm standing 24, but I'm trying to get it like more up the lane. I'm not really trying to shove it into the friction. You'll see this right here now. Yeah, even though I'm further left than I would like to be, that looks pretty good. And if you remember when I used to crush it with the Desert Tank way back in the day when I was still Motiv Lou, same part of the lane. So just saying. I really like that it's early. I like that it's smooth. I like that it's continuous. And if I'm being honest with you, you know, in the intro, I said that the 15 diff is not going to make a whole lot of difference for drilling, blah, 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 blah. With all that being said, I really like this 3.5-inch one way more than the 5-inch one. Whew. Look, 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 look. It is not a desert tank. It's not. It's not, it's not, it's not. But I was obsessed with that ball. So my brain is looking for anything that's gonna resemble a desert tank. And this thing is good. But like I said in the intro, you know, it's not for everyone. This isn't going to be a ball that's for everyone. This is the 5-inch pin one now. We'll go to the same spot for the first shot, then I'll move in. Just to kind of show you guys here. Okay, or not. When I was warming up, it hooked significantly more. But what you can see is that it's not as early as the 3.5-inch pin one. And you know, I don't know how everyone else feels, but for me, with a ball that's in this genre, in this category, give me something a little bit earlier. Give me something a little bit smoother. I don't want a ball that's in this category to go too long. But I'll tell you when I can see myself using this one and the other one. Oh, I threw that really bad. Hey, I'll take that. So on the fresh, I can really see myself using this 3.5-inch pin one. Then as that starts to go away, you know, the fronts start to get really beat up and I need something similar, but that's just gonna get through it a little bit better, then I can go to this 5-inch pin one. You know, in a perfect world, I keep the 3.5-inch pin one at like 1,000 grit, and then keep the 5-inch pin one like maybe 2,000. Not quite 3,000, but maybe a little more than 2,000, like maybe a used 2,000, so that I can stay in that same spot, but get through the fronts a little bit easier. You know, and as we progress, that's gonna be the big thing that we're gonna focus on, is what does it look like as we progress? Is it gonna cause a whole, and sorry I'm off camera here, but is it gonna cause a whole lot of carry down? Is it not? You know, I threw it in league and I didn't really experience a whole lot of carry down. I didn't throw it that great in league, however, but you can ask, maybe the people I bowled with can chime in here and they'll kind of tell you what they saw, what they experienced. This is back in the 3.5-inch pin one, by the way. See, like that is struck, sure. I didn't throw it that bad. Wasn't a horrible shot. I think that it's time for me to move right a little bit. You know, just a little bit, and we're gonna do that right now. You know, we got the front 5, but I thought I threw that pretty good, and it had no chance. That tells me that I'm starting to create a little bit of shim, and now I need to get closer to the friction, which is pretty typical for me. With urethane balls, I find myself moving a little bit closer to the friction instead of away from it. So this is gonna be like 1 left here, maybe 2. I missed in. I'm not gonna ball change yet. My brain is weird, dude. Like, I moved right and all of a sudden my backswing got higher, my ball speed went higher. I don't understand why I do that. Not a very good shot at all. Let's just commit to throwing a shot that is the same as, you know, the last 5, because the last 5 I threw pretty good. You know, the further right I move, my brain just says, ah, and gets locked up. Let's commit to one here. I threw that really good. I threw that really, really good. Honestly, as good as I could have thrown it. And it just does the right thing, right? It hooks when it's supposed to. You know, I mentioned it in the intro, but Ron Hicklin had a really, really good video about this ball. And sure, he said good things about it, but just the fact that he gave it a chance is all we can ask for as a company. Hey, we got the front 7 right now. I'm gonna stick in this 3.5-inch pin one for now, just because I really like this motion. Got that right, spun it. Dude, I carry the world right now. Carry the world. What is that now? Front 8. That one was also fast. That was 14, but down lane. And the speed here at Samstown is never really reliable. I don't know where my chamois ended up. I thought it was up here. Oh, no, it's over here. I was gonna say, we got a chamois gate going on. All right, so front 8. Let's see if I can make a good one here for the front 9. The answer is no. I cannot throw a good one for the front 9. I do front 9, yes. Did not throw a good one. And I think the big thing to take away from a shot that's that bad is that when I miss in, it didn't want to hook a ton. That tells me, like, if this thing sees volume, it ain't hooking, period, the end. So there is still something that you can learn from this. But we got the front 9, however we got there. So let's see, that was 15.5. But don't trust that speed. That was really from the from missing into the oil. All right, so front 9 with the Shadow Tank. Let's find a way to throw a good shot. Like, I don't need to do anything special. Just throw it good into the friction and it's gonna strike. Like, that's a good shot. Oh. Damn, that was a good shot. Hey, front 9, 7-pin. You know, what can I do? I thought that was good enough to strike. I thought it would be really cool. You know, if you watch the Raptor Rain video from Hype Nation, they shot 300, or Tyler, shot 300 with the Raptor. It would have been really cool to shoot 300 with this one. So I'm just gonna change thumbs into the 5.5 or the 5-inch pin one and go to the same spot. Try to roll it, man. I'm tired of spinning it so much. Like, that is really good. That one probably strikes with the 3.5-inch pin. But, you know, I mean, I didn't shoot the 7-pin, so it's 267. I probably would have made the 7-pin and then 7 counted. So let's say 276 is what it would have been. So let's go back to the original spot with the 5-inch pin one, because I think this one's going to be really good with the from a little bit further left. Yeah, I think the 5-inch pin one's going to be one that I can shape a little bit more, because it's not going to want to see it quite as early. It's going to be one that's going to push a little bit more through the front. God, how cool would that have been to shoot 300 with this ball? But, you know, game 1 in the league, I had the front 7 or front 6, game 1. So this ball looks really good on the fresh. And I think the big thing to pay attention with all of these shots, even the ones that missed, is that I'm not shoving it into the friction. right? I've thrown other 78 hardness urethane balls, and the one big thing from those balls is that I needed to find the friction pretty fast. This one, I feel like it's just the opposite. Like, I don't need to shove it into the friction. I can keep it in front of me a little bit, which is all I can ask for. And if you're wondering why I didn't drill any of these two-handed, it's because I really liked the Desert Tank, and that felt like lightning in a bottle. So I figured if I drill 2 of them, then I could feel like I have an extra shot at catching that lightning in a bottle. So this is still the 5-inch pin one. After this one, I'll go back to the 3.5-inch pin one. Oh, missed in. No chance. That was a bad shot. I wish I can go and see real quick, but one take. All right, so this is now the 3.5-inch pin one. Oh, by the way, this ball absorbs oil very, very slow, because the last shot in league that I threw with this, then I put it away, and when I got home that night to clean all my stuff, it still had oil on the cover. So this is the 3.5-inch pin one. We're gonna make that move back to right. Kick out the 5-pin, boys. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try to move a little bit further right and really now try to use a little bit of that friction that's to the right and see how it responds. Because this is kind of the issue I ran into in league on Tuesday, where, you know, I like to keep the ball a little bit more in front of me. And once that went away, it started to get pretty ugly. So let's keep chasing this right. Let's keep chasing this towards the friction. So this is gonna be another 2 right. So I'm starting at about 21 with my feet. I'm like looking at like 7, 8 down lane. See, it hooked like immediately, instantly hooked. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move 1 left off that, but keep my target down lane the same and see what that looks like. But man, it's like I'm throwing the ball really, really good, and then as soon as I move right, my feet, everything just gets out of whack. So let's get this one right. We're gonna move our feet left, but get it right and see what this looks like. Yeah, that looks arguably really good. Arguably that looks really good. You know, instead of getting on top of the friction, I'm kind of throwing it to the friction, and I'm kind of avoiding that instant hook. Ball track on that one's really good. Let's, you know, we're like 13 minutes into this one take. I'm literally sweating. I'm gonna take a breath, slow down, because when I keep everything slow, I typically throw it better. So let's take a little bit of a break here. Make a really good shot. Yeah, oh my God, I threw that so good. I threw that so good. I mean, like, I'm not rushing, and you would think that after 5 years of shooting videos, or 6 years, however long I've been doing this, that I would just get really comfortable. Let's see how long we are now. You know, we're at 16 minutes, but we're in the 6th frame of game number 2. So we're just gonna, might as well just finish the game at this point. And we're still in the 3.5-inch pin one. No. Yeah, that was really slow. Really, really, really slow. Hey, I had the front 9 game 1 with it. I had the front 9 game 1 with it. We're gonna reset this one. All right, let's throw a good shot for my boy Tom. Good shot here for my boy Tom, who's also the manager here at Samstown. All right. I'm sweating. Oh, I hit my foot. I hit my foot. It felt so good too. This will be a good break here. I do want to show you a good shot though, Tom, because I think this is really good. And I prefer this stronger drilled one than the weaker one, you know? All right, so let's make a good shot. And maybe while I'm standing here, I'll just like fast forward through this, because I gotta slow down, man. I wish you would have got here like 10 shots ago. Hey, but that's okay. Flat 10 is okay, because now we'll go to the 5-inch pin one. Actually, no, bump that. I want to strike with it. So flat 10 means I have to get it to pick up a little sooner. So we're going to move a little closer to the friction. All right. We're going to move just our feet right and get this one really going up the lane here. That looks okay. I mean, another half a board left? Yeah. Well, that was 3 right. Yeah. So that was a big move. I can split the difference here. It was high. No, it was high. I only moved my feet right. My eyes stayed the same. That's why it was like right on top of it. But I'll move another 1 left off that. Like now I'm really trying to keep it like way in front of me. And then I threw it slow. I threw that slow. Tom shows up and all of a sudden I throw it bad. Nothing changes, Tom. All right, let's go to the 5-inch pin one, because it's been, we've thrown a lot of shots with the 3.5-inch pin one. Yo, this is gonna be a ball that's gonna need friction, obviously. I think it's gonna be a really good game 1 ball. Where were we with this one? This one we were a little bit further left. Let's see what this looks like. That one's like. I think you tried it out too much there. Yeah, what?
Have you gone all 3 games?
Yeah.
How are you hitting?
I probably burnt up that spot, yeah. Okay, so let's move left. Let's move left, right? I mean, he said I probably burnt that spot, so you know what? Let's move left and let's move up on the approach. See what this Shadow Tank's really capable of. Woo! Dude, that spot is destroyed. So you think, all right, so you think if I keep it in the oil, that'll hold?
You'll need to move your target
Left.
You'll need to hit the edge of the friction.
I could not believe that hooked from there. All right, so we're gonna just move our eyes left a little bit, trying to get it to like 11 down lane. Oh, I got that right. Have you seen me throw a single strike? Have this has been no strikes at all? All right, last shot of the video here. We're gonna throw a strike for Tom. The bulk of these strikes were up front. But listen, if I was bowling for score, I would already be in something a little bit stronger than I can move left with, right? This isn't gonna be, especially on house, this isn't gonna be a ball you're gonna throw all 3 games in league. Last shot of the day, boys. Last shot of the day. Let's make it a good one. Good shot. Tom, come over here. Guys, this is Tom, the manager. You've seen him in the videos a long time ago.
Yeah, wow.
Maybe we can get him back on a video or 2. No, but I just want to say thank you for accommodating me today last minute. Because I literally texted him last night. I was like, hey, you got room for me? He said, of course. So, all right, appreciate it. So what did I shoot? I shot 260. It would have been 276 and 201. Oh, so 480 for 2 with no look, game 2. I'll take it. We'll see you guys on the next one.